9 things to stop buying if you want a simpler, clutter-free home. Did you know that the clutter in your home could be making you feel older and more stressed than you should? It's not just about tidying up. Some of the things you buy are secretly adding more chaos to your life and aging your space faster than you think. What if I told you that by simply stopping these 9 purchases, you could create a more peaceful, organized home in no time? Stick around and I'll show you how to stop the clutter before it controls your life and your home. These simple changes can help you feel more in control, reduce stress, and give you a space that truly supports your well-being. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to stop buying and why it's making a bigger impact than you realize. As we get older, managing our home can feel like a full-time job. What once felt like a manageable space can quickly become overwhelming. Clutter is no longer just a minor inconvenience. It can lead to stress, anxiety, and even physical discomfort. It's easy for things to pile up, and before you know it, the simple task of finding what you need becomes a challenge. And all this clutter, it can actually make you feel older than you are. Have you ever felt like your space is slowly turning into a burden, or that you're constantly tripping over things you don't need? Maybe it feels like the stuff around you is slowly taking over your peace of mind. If you've ever experienced that overwhelming sense of too much, you're not alone. For seniors, having too much stuff isn't just a nuisance. It can make it harder to stay mobile, organized, and stress-free. It affects everything from your mood to your physical health. Things become harder to find, and navigating around your home can feel like an obstacle course. And we know the last thing you need is additional stress. A cluttered home can lead to heightened anxiety, increased fatigue, and a feeling of being weighed down by the very space that's supposed to bring comfort. Sometimes all it takes is a few small changes to take back control of your home and your life. Let's make it easier to live in a space that truly supports you, and let go of the things that are only adding unnecessary weight to your day-to-day routine. Here are 9 things to stop buying if you want a simpler, clutter-free home. Stop buying excessive furniture. As we age, a crowded home can quickly become more of a hindrance than a comfort. Too much furniture fills up your space, making it harder to relax or move around freely. Think about it, every extra chair, table, or cabinet takes up valuable space that could be used to create an open, more peaceful environment. Instead of feeling comfortable and at ease, a cluttered room can leave you feeling trapped and overwhelmed. For seniors, this can even make navigating your home more difficult and increase the risk of falls. Think of it like trying to keep your mind organized. The more cluttered it becomes with random thoughts and worries, the harder it is to think clearly. Similarly, the more unnecessary furniture you have in your home, the more your space feels like it's working against you. When you remove that excess, you'll instantly feel more open and free, both physically and mentally. By reducing the clutter, you're not only improving the look of your home, but also enhancing your ability to move around comfortably and enjoy your space without feeling stuck. Stop buying cheap, disposable items. It's easy to fall into the trap of buying cheap, disposable items, especially when they seem like a bargain. But here's the problem. Those low-cost purchases can quickly add up, not only in money but in clutter. Think about the small, inexpensive knickknacks or gadgets that don't really serve a purpose other than filling a space. Over time, these items accumulate, taking up precious room without offering any long-term value. What might seem like a deal in the moment eventually leads to piles of items that are forgotten or barely used. For seniors, this can be especially problematic. These things not only take up space but can also create unnecessary distractions, making your home feel more chaotic rather than calm. I remember a time when I used to buy cheap items on sale just because they looked cute or were too good to pass up. My home was full of small things I didn't really need, and over time I realized how much space they were taking up. The funny thing is, they didn't last long anyway. After a few months, they'd break or get shoved into a drawer. It was frustrating to have to keep replacing things that weren't built to last. Nowadays, I've shifted my mindset. I buy only what I need and love. Things that I know will last and truly serve me. That's made all the difference. My home feels calmer, and there's no longer the constant pressure of stuff piling up. Stop buying duplicates. One of the sneakiest ways clutter sneaks up on us is by purchasing duplicates. Things you don't need multiple versions of. How many times have you bought a new kitchen gadget or another pair of slippers only to realize you already had something just like it tucked away in a drawer or closet? Duplicates might seem harmless at first, but over time they take up valuable space and add to the chaos. For seniors, this can make organizing and finding what you need more difficult than it should be. The more duplicates you have, the less room you have for things that truly matter, and the more overwhelming your space becomes. Imagine having 10 of the same shirt. Sure, they might look nice at first, but they only fill your drawers and don't bring any extra value. In the same way, having duplicate items doesn't make your life easier or your home more organized. It only adds to the clutter. Think about the peace of mind you'll feel once you've pared down. By eliminating the things you don't need in multiples, you're creating a space that's truly functional and easier to navigate. Stop buying trendy decor items. Trendy decor can be tempting. When we see new styles popping up on social media or in stores, it's easy to think we need to jump on the bandwagon. However, here's the problem. Trendy decor often goes out of style as quickly as it arrives. What you bring into your home today could feel outdated and out of place tomorrow. These fast-changing trends can end up leaving you with cluttered spaces that don't reflect your true taste or bring you joy. Instead of creating a calming environment, they can create confusion and make your home feel like it's constantly in flux. For seniors, this constant change can add to stress and make it harder to feel truly at home. I remember a time when I followed every new trend. If I saw a trendy vase or a throw pillow that was all the rage, I bought it, thinking my home would look fresh and modern. But the truth was, I was constantly rearranging my space to make room for these new items, and it never felt quite right. My home was a patchwork of styles, and nothing truly reflected who I was. Now I focus on buying things I truly love, classic, timeless pieces that fit with the space and feel calming. I no longer feel the pressure to keep up with every trend. My home feels like me again, and that brings a sense of peace that I didn't have before. Stop buying things you don't use. Many of us have items in our homes that we've forgotten about or never use. Maybe it's a kitchen gadget that seemed like a great idea but hasn't been touched in months, or a piece of exercise equipment gathering dust in the corner. Here's the truth. If you haven't used something in a year, chances are you won't. These items are just taking up valuable space, cluttering your home, and contributing to unnecessary stress. For seniors, keeping things that are never used only adds to the feeling of being overwhelmed, and can make it harder to find what's truly important when you need it. Think of your home like a garden. Just like a garden only thrives when you remove the weeds and make room for the plants that truly help it grow. Your home flourishes when you let go of the things that no longer serve you. By removing unnecessary items, you're creating space for the things that really bring you comfort, joy, and utility. Every time you let go of something that you haven't used, you're making room for your home to bloom, calmer, more organized, and much easier to navigate. Stop buying unnecessary kitchen gadgets. We've all been there, watching an infomercial or browsing a store and thinking, that kitchen gadget looks like it will make cooking so much easier. From avocado slicers to popcorn makers, these gadgets promise to save us time and effort, but they often end up gathering dust in a drawer or taking up precious counter space. While they may seem useful at first, many of these items are rarely used and only add clutter. For seniors, A cluttered kitchen can be particularly frustrating. It can make preparing meals more difficult and create unnecessary distractions. When your counter is full of gadgets you don't use, it's harder to focus on the simple, enjoyable act of cooking. Think of your kitchen like a toolbox. You wouldn't keep a drawer full of tools that you'll never use, so why do it with gadgets? Most of them just take up space and don't serve a real purpose. The same principle applies here. Keep only the items that are truly useful. By focusing on what you actually need, your kitchen will be easier to navigate and ultimately more functional. Stop buying excessive clothing. Clothing is one of the most common sources of clutter in our homes. It's easy to buy a new outfit here or a few accessories there, but before you know it, your closet is overflowing with things you don't even wear. Clothing takes up valuable closet space, and when you keep items you never wear, it makes it harder to find what you truly need. For seniors, keeping a wardrobe full of clothes that don't serve a purpose can feel overwhelming and add unnecessary stress. It can also make it harder to maintain a well-organized, accessible closet. Less really is more, and the more we hold on to, the more we find ourselves stuck with choices that don't reflect who we are or how we want to feel. I used to have a closet full of clothes, most of which I hadn't worn in months, some even years. Every time I opened it, I'd feel overwhelmed by the sheer number of choices. Eventually, I decided to pare down. I donated everything that no longer fit or didn't feel right. Now, I only keep pieces that are comfortable, versatile, and easy to maintain. My closet is smaller, but it's far more functional, and I feel so much more at ease every time I open it. I no longer waste time searching for something to wear. Everything fits, looks great, and makes me feel good. Stop buying high-maintenance items. Some items in our homes may look beautiful or appealing at first, but they come with a lot of upkeep. Whether it's plants that need daily watering or antique furniture that requires regular polishing, these high-maintenance items can quickly become a burden. As we get older, it's easy to feel overwhelmed by the constant chores and the need to keep everything in perfect condition. For seniors, maintaining these items can take away from precious time that could be spent on things that truly bring joy and fulfillment. Instead of enhancing your home, these high-maintenance pieces can add stress and make daily life feel more complicated. Imagine trying to keep up with constant chores when all you really want to do is sit back, relax, and enjoy your time. High-maintenance items are like chores that never end. They pull you away from the things that matter most. Simpler is better, especially when you're striving to create a stress-free environment. By surrounding yourself with items that require little upkeep, you free up both physical and mental space. You can focus on the people, hobbies, and experiences that truly enhance your life, instead of spending your energy maintaining things that don't add value. Stop buying single-use products. Single-use products, such as disposable plates, plastic water bottles, or paper towels, may seem convenient at first, but they quickly add up both in clutter and waste. These items pile up in your drawers, cabinets, or trash bins, creating unnecessary clutter and filling your home with things you don't need. And beyond the clutter, these single-use items contribute to a growing environmental problem. For seniors who may be looking for ways to simplify their life and create a cleaner home, these products only add to the stress and the effort needed to keep everything in order. It's time to make a change that not only declutters your space, but also helps protect the planet. I used to buy disposable products without thinking twice. Plastic water bottles, paper napkins, you name it. My home was always cluttered with things that didn't last and added nothing of value. But once I stopped buying these single-use items, I noticed a change. My home became cleaner and more organized, and I felt lighter knowing I wasn't contributing to waste. I replaced my plastic bottles with a thermos, stopped buying disposable plates and cups, and started carrying my own reusable shopping bags. The difference wasn't just in my space, it was in how I felt about my choices. Now, I don't just have a cleaner home, I feel more aligned with my values and more at peace knowing I'm making a positive impact. Which of these items do you find yourself buying too much of? Are you guilty of accumulating clutter in any of these areas? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your personal experiences and how you've tackled decluttering. If you're finding these tips helpful, give this video a thumbs up. It really helps us spread the word to others looking to declutter and simplify their lives. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can get more easy, practical tips to make aging easier and stress-free. We post new content every week, so you'll always have fresh ideas to create a more organized, fulfilling home.